Hello! Welcome to Hobby Hangout. We had a nice picture of our document already seen for you guys.
Not that secret document, put that away.
Thank you very much for joining us in Hobby Hangout. We stream here every Wednesday at 12 p.m. PST-ish. Yeah, it's 12:05 now, but we're there. If you cannot comment on the Beast of War front page, click inside the article or come over to twitch.tv/Beast of War or on our YouTube channel as well. You can put in your comments there and say hi to us. Today I'm joined by Ben off in the distance.
Hello, hello, hello.
And we have a very special day as well. Let me just get to the right camera here. We have a very special day indeed, because today is not only Wednesday, not only Wednesday,
not only
the
hump
9th
day
of May. It's John's birthday!
Yay!
Oh dear. At least I
How
got
does
the
it feel,
confetti.
John, to be...
I have the confetti, which has now stopped.
There we go.
There you go.
Awesome.
32.
How do you feel, John?
No. I don't like it.
No.
Don't like it. I'm 32. Don't like it.
You had a great event this morning, though, for your birthday.
Oh,
Do you want to tell people about that?
the apparently when you turn 32, treacle starts to explode in your house.
Yep, it's a folktale. Yeah.
Yeah. So I woke up this morning at 6 a.m. and I was like, sure, I'm just gonna stay up because that's what I do. I'm that active. And went into the kitchen for a cup of tea and I was like, why is there a really dark pool of something lying under a cupboard? And I was really suspicious of it. And I walked over and opened it, and as I opened it, I just seen all our baking stuff just covered in this goo, and I was like, so what, is this a ghost or something? Like, what's going on here? Is this ectoplasm? And
It's a really slow ghost.
yeah, really slow ghost. I poked it and I was like, hey, it's treacle. Where's the can? And the can was hanging outside completely everywhere.
It's either treacle or it's something from Stranger Things or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
be.
it's from the other side.
I can imagine it being John's house is either treacle or oil.
Yeah, it was either,
Yes.
it was either going to be treacle or engine oil or something like that.
Have you not heard of those classic oil cakes they used to make in World War II?
Yeah.
So,
I know the Russians made bread out of sawdust, but I mean that's pushing it a bit.
Whatever makes it work.
Exactly.
Okay, we'll show off your birthday gift later.
Yes.
Shall we?
The
but
gift from
first
myself.
off, yes. But first off, we'll have a look through the forums, and we're going to start off in the "What are you painting?" thread. So if you guys are not familiar with Beast of War, what we do, you come across to beastofwar.com, and you can create your own free account. Let me go to the full browser here. You can see us, our beautiful faces, showered in confetti down here. But if you come over across to beastofwar.com and click up here in community, go to the forums, and if you don't already have an account, you can already create one. It's free, and post your own hobby topics down in here, or just continue and have a look through a range of forum topics here. There's quite a lot of stuff, and a lot of stuff for sale that people put up as well, and all these cool news pieces. If you want to join Backstage as well, you can join for a 7-day free trial for some cool painting guides, exclusive tactics, weekender shows, and first grab of boot camps and stuff that we do, and show off to your granny about dice bags and stuff too. Now, we've got all of that spiel out of the way. Ben, you can continue that in the chat for us.
Yep.
You just post links as you do. But yeah, first off, we're looking at this.
Macarius.
Yes, it's Macarius, and this isn't the first series, so it's here, I think.
It
So
is.
a lot of weathering on this thing.
It is beautifully done. Tons of weathering on there. And did I see them at the top of the topic? He was talking about putting Oddball in as his tank commander. It looks very much like Oddball with a big beard.
A little bit, yeah.
That's awesome. And
There's
it's
some
my,
close-ups here as well.
it's my second favourite version of the Macarius, because my favourite version is the one we have, the Vanquisher.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember the name of this one with the two big Vulcan Mega Bolters on it. It's Oddball.
Yeah.
It's Oddball with a
It
purity
is
seal on
very
his
cool.
chest.
Yeah.
Oh, that is excellent work, dude. Really, really nice.
I
Love
like
the rust.
how Oddball is quite like more neatly presented than the tank.
Yeah.
It's
He's
all,
groomed himself properly.
yeah. He's kept himself clean inside the tank.
I wonder if he still has the same attitude. Like, man, I only ride them. I don't know how they work. No, excellent job on that. Really, really nice.
Very cool. Krotwork has been working on. This is his dioramas.
That Imperial Fest with the Death Court.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's so good.
So, let me bring this up here.
We need higher res images of this.
Yeah, sorry. There we go. And
Imperial Fist is
Very
badass.
cool. There's a lot of attention to detail that's gone into these bases and stuff. We saw this one last week.
We did, yeah.
But we didn't see
Yeah.
any of the other ones previously.
His base work is magnificent, and it
It
adds
really is, yeah.
it adds a real scale of epicness to it.
I love the glow here.
The work on Ciri from The Witcher is just phenomenal. I love that because it gets everything right from this sort of the game world and stuff like that. Because you've got that kind of Eastern European feel to everything, and all the strange creatures dwelling out in the swamps and stuff. Yeah, very cool.
John, I wanted to say that Jared Butler couldn't make it this week.
Oh, sad.
But I got the next best thing.
Oh.
I got memes and Stephen Jared. Happy birthday, John.
Hey, at least you put those in there.
It's all your favourite memes and Stephen Jared.
It's all-
could only make it.
It's all my favourite memes and some footballer I don't care about.
Hey, he took time out of his day, John.
I don't care. Look at the face. He's clearly not happy to be here.
Oh dear.
Moving on, we have Amanda who's worked on some of the... These aren't the jokes that have been going around because she's been calling, was it Borgs?
Oh
She's
no,
been
not
working on
these
the Borgs,
ones.
but these are
The Scouts.
Scouts, yes. Same colour scheme as to match the rest of the army, and I think it's coming on really, really well.
Amanda, you are such a painting machine. Even like I know you were painting towards a tournament and stuff like that, and she attended that recently. But at the same time, it's like I've come away from the tournament. I'm good. I remember you saying this last week, Amanda. I'm going to hang up my 40k for a while, and I'm going to focus on Burrows and Badgers. Nah, all I've seen recently is more 40k, Amanda. You're living up to every hobbyist's optimism.
Yeah.
It's like, I can put this aside for now and work on something else. Nope.
I like as well in all of Amanda's photos there's a stream in the background.
I noticed that, yeah.
There's a good good praise for every streamer out there.
Yeah.
Always good to see streams.
That's why sometimes the chat, that's why I imagine sometimes during my painting streams, the chat is completely silent, because I'm like, they're clearly all great hobbyists. They're all working on
painting.
stuff. They're not asleep, John. They're not asleep.
Andy has been working on Star Wars Legion, the ATRT. I was expecting good things from this.
Of course.
As soon as I saw Andy paint up the troopers, stormtroopers, and then seeing this here, I knew it was going to be good.
I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to say. I was expecting good things, and I was disappointed.
No. He's expecting good things, and he doesn't disappoint because the weathering on this is phenomenal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really good. He must have magnetized the guns as well, because I don't see one on it there at the minute, so
Oh yeah.
he's probably magnetized that. Knowing Andy.
Maybe he just didn't leave it on. Maybe he just didn't like it. Maybe it's just a transport vehicle
Maybe
for
just,
one troop.
maybe it's just one maybe it's just one guy's daily runabout.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't need a gun on this thing. I'm only using it for, giggles.
I'm the messenger.
It's what you see in the Star Wars world instead of segways. You see those. Instead, so
Yeah. Sort of has been finishing off these trees, and we actually get to see some miniatures on them at some point later on, I think.
These are starting to look really good.
Yeah, for custom made trees for Endor, these look fantastic. I didn't see these things. 30-year-old Games Workshop Gene Stealers, so painted them up with some Instar Paint Metallics. So it's a new kind of paint with a new kind of paint metallic. look pretty good.
They're very unusual.
They remind me more of like D&D creatures.
Yeah. I like those though. I think that's a really cool alternative look to the creatures. Oh my god, yeah. Those are very, very old classic pieces as well, aren't they? Yeah.
I see Amanda's calling me on what she said. You finish my Space Wolves first, then keep.
So here is the indoor trees. Oh, I like that actually. The moss, a little bit of detail is going into it as well. It's quite
very
nice.
Good. Very good indeed.
I love that people are just going to aquarium shops.
That's what you need to do. For tropical terrain. There is no better place than your local pet store.
It's supposed to come cheap and all, so yeah, works well.
I'd seen a guy who was painting up some Mordheim terrain, and he couldn't find anything that he really wanted, but he wanted to try and keep it all looking quite sort of old school English, sort of Georgian style. So he went to an early learning centre, which is in the UK is like a you can go and pick up kids' toys from whatever, and it's like him carrying these huge boxes of like dolls' houses, and then he comes out and he's like, "Yay!" with his thumbs up, and then he comes in and he shows all the stuff that he's painting afterwards, and he's all done up in like grim dark stuff afterwards, and he's like, "Ha ha ha ha! This is what it all looks like at the end." I thought it was a great way of going to the Early Learning Centre, just buying all the toys and then turning them into stuff for gaming tables. It's very.
You imagine the look on the kids' faces, just seeing them like being weathered up and destroyed, essentially.
Yeah.
I only can imagine the faces because I remember the video I put up during the AT-AT table, and I was holding the phone out to Lloyd and I went, "Lloyd, do you think people are going to cry when they hear this?" And I pressed play and all you hear was the Dremel going through it, and he was like, he cringed.
Tony Salves, I can never pronounce that name. I'm just going to call you Tony from now on.
Sylvain?
He's been painting up some Spitfires.
Yes, and they are looking magnificent, my friend. Looking magnificent. I will assume those are miscellaneous miniatures transfers, or is that actually some paint on the underside roundels? If that's paint, dude, that looks like paint.
It looks like paint, which is very, very well done.
Yeah. That is really, really
a lot of detail in the bottom of the plane, which
there is, isn't there?
I wouldn't assume people would care very much about.
That's the one thing I skipped on the house squadrons we have. I didn't do any of the undersides.
You didn't?
No.
Don't tell Warren then.
I have told.
2d6 is happy birthday, John.
And then says other words, which I agree with. Thank you.
Oh, these are the snow troopers, are they? No, wait, no.
These are his converted bikers.
These are the converted ones.
Mm-hmm.
Done as snow troopers, yeah. So they'd be on off. It's very cool.
I like the blue cloth.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the blue. Oh, look at the bike. Oh, look at the bike. That is so clean and tidy. It's almost Tau-esque when you see it in that sort of colour.
It is actually, yeah.
Yeah.
You could substitute a few Tau in for that.
Idea. That's really nice.
What's in the base? Is this like...
It looks like polyfiller.
That's what I was going to say.
It does look like polyfiller.
That's a good idea for...
See, if you had that and then a little bit of the foreground snow flock over it, that would look really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the flock to give it a bit of texture. Oh, some Fallout Wasteland scatter. So these are the old...
like a Corvega truck and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's really cool.
See, John, you should not be making armor. You should be converting cars.
Oh,
so
dude.
it's all 3D printed files that have been modified and scaled down. So very cool.
I love him that he's going into the detail of rusting it. Because at least, maybe it's not rust. It's just like filling in.
Yeah,
just
he's filling it.
Yeah.
Because with the print, it looks like he's running on a fairly low resolution. There's two things you can do to that. Apparently, you can put it into a pressure chamber, and you can fill the pressure chamber with it's some sort of alcohol, Because it evaporates under the pressure, it melts down some of the lines, but he's obviously just filling it. And I think that's probably going to work better for him.
Yeah, you can see how with some paint on them as well, they actually don't look too bad in terms of the lining and stuff. So
that's
actually
badass.
the lining looks as if it's almost been cut open and then maybe like welded back together.
Yeah.
Which in a Fallout post-apocalyptic world, it would seem
Not a
plausible.
bad approach,
Well,
no?
yeah, I mean, what's the thing with all the like dust and debris floating around and blowing in like the horrible storms you get and stuff? They would look all battered and scarred up and things, wouldn't they, as well? So, yeah.
Tim
I love
tells
the
me it
paint
doesn't
scheme.
have to be a pressure chamber. Acetone works in some. Okay, cool. Hello, Lozzie, thank you. And hello, Mel. Nice to see the terrain shooter on board today.
Hello. I love the paint schemes though,
Mm.
because Fallout is a very bright.
You say bright.
It's a very bright universe. Like
It had-
everything is painted in very bright colors,
Pre-
but it's weathered down to nothing.
Pre-war, the Fallout universe was incredibly vibrant and bright, but it was all that 50s, 60s style. It was a lot of pastel colors on the cars. You know, like
Yeah.
the Cadillacs are in like a baby blue or something like that, and really nice coloring.
Nice milkshake colors.
Yeah.
It's the milkshake era that
Yeah.
I always think of.
You didn't go to the bar, you went to the milkshake shop.
Yeah. We're gonna go downtown and get some shakes.
Does it bring all the boys to the bar? That's the thing.
It's the Grease generation. Oh my god, can we go up again? Look at the vertibirds. Oh wow.
So these are 3D printed as well.
Oh, that is so cool.
We
he's
even
also
have a
put the-
milkshake bar.
He's put the Thingiverse files link in there as well, so you can go and try it out as well if you want to, which is cool.
Wow. Could he do me a massive favor and print me a vertibird? I'd really like a vertibird.
So there you go, Tom D.
Tom,
If you're
Make
feeling generous,
make me a vertibird. I will pay you for it.
John wants a vertebrate. It's his birthday, by the way.
I will pay you for it. I'm not like that. I don't blag stuff for free all the time. Only when I'm in work.
So every day but your birthday.
Every day but weekends.
Okay. Cool.
Yes, a 1-to-1 vertibird Sundancer. Perfect. That's just an osprey.
So here Amanda's finished off the Wolf Scouts, and just got the varnish to do. I can't see the capes, but is that like
She's done like a
Yeah.
patchy sort of camouflage on the back of him.
very nice? A lot of attention to detail in these. You don't really notice it.
I didn't even notice
because
the
it's a
rifle
group
until you
photo.
pointed at it. That's really nice.
But yeah, the rifle has nice detail on it.
Real life relics.
That's why I always find it very difficult to look at group photos. You never get to see the amount of detail on them.
Yep.
What were you about to say there, Ben?
See, this is the thing. It points to one of the things I always love about anything to do with Space Wolves is that, like with a lot of Space Marines, where you've obviously got the thing of, you know, you paint them, and it's quite easy to get into like a uniform style of painting for pretty much everything you do.
Yep.
But with the Space Wolves, you then get the added bonus of all the accessories and obviously their amazing facial hair, which is always cool to see. So, and it really looks really good on the Scouts as well, because it takes them beyond just being like those sort of lower class Space Marines, and instead takes them to another level. And you kind of feel like they've got a little bit more expertise behind their in their belt or whatever on their back and stuff. So,
Are you not a? I'm surprised you're not a Space Wolf player, Ben.
I'd love to say that I could play 40k, but I just don't really get into it at the moment. I actually would really want to. I really wanted to play Eldar after we played at that 40k open day that we did at Beasts of War. That was really cool.
Yeah.
Because I picked up the Iand and stuff, and I'd really love to paint those guys. I seem to be getting a thing for elves at the moment. But no, the army I did actually pick up that I was going to play for 40k was Chaos Demons, because I could use them for Age of Sigmar and 40k, but they're sort of sitting there unpainted to the in the most. So yeah.
There's a lot of everyone's models just sitting unpainted.
Yeah.
Or does that sound familiar? Oh, it's every hobbyist room ever.
Yeah, they're not part of my 2-game system or 3-game system at the moment. So yeah.
That's good. Keep the game system small, minimal and small.
Lozzie, I'm not even going to explain that. that comment in the chat. I'm just not going to elaborate on that at all.
Andy has been painting up more bolt action. Is this? But I love the scarf.
Yeah,
Detail in the scarf or cravat, the shirt.
it's actually a little silk scarf,
Yeah,
and there's a reason behind it, but
for smoke.
Hmm?
For smoke.
no,
No.
for stopping your neck getting chafed from your uniform.
Oh, there you go.
Because it's a really crappy wool that their tunics are made out of.
Yeah.
So it can wear away the skin in the back of your neck. So they wear a little silk scarf. Some of them did.
I like this guy, Siggy, is it? Siggy or Sep. It almost looks like he's just taking a break.
Yeah.
Yes.
There.
I'm just chilling out with my Luger.
See, this is the thing. These are the kind of models that I'm very interested in when it comes to bolt action and stuff. Because obviously we're getting a lot of the plastic kits out of Warlord games nowadays. That you get like 30 or 40 models in a kit, right?
Yep.
I love the idea of trying to condense down a lot of bolt action play. Obviously, it's nice to have tanks and all this kind of thing thrown into the mix as well. But I love the idea of playing it on very small skirmish level games, where you could basically then go and pick up one of these 30 man packs or whatever for the Brits, Americans, Germans, or whatever, and just that as what you as a way to play the game.
Yeah.
Because and it should work because I've played with like low model counts before, so it'd be really nice to see how that works with some of the new stuff as well. So
Well, you probably find that the Market Garden campaign book would be quite good for that.
yeah,
Like the Let's Play we did where it was like 40 Germans versus like 6 paratroopers.
yeah. See, that's the kind of thing I think would be really cool, playing out those kind of scenario-based things at low points cost with low models as well. So, and then obviously, of course, there's other games out there that allow you to do stuff in like a skirmish level too. So, but,
Yeah.
very cool, very cool.
So you guys just
Lance
talk
is
away to
doing
yourself
something.
there.
I don't know what he's doing. He's doing something.
I'm getting rid of the help delete account thing. I think it's clearly not meant to be there.
But yeah, so that kind of thing we were talking about there was kind of brought up because I saw that Warlord had done 2 new sets, I think it is. So there's like a farmhouse assault and a farmhouse ambush, and they basically give you a terrain piece, some troops, and like a vehicle to go with it as well.
Yeah.
And I just love the idea that you could go and pick out things like little tiny bundles like that and play out small scenarios that are sort of condensed in that fashion. And it'd be nice to see other games doing that kind of thing as well. I think it'd be really cool.
Right, there we go. That's that sorted. There's a link to help delete account. I'm like, what is that doing there? What does it do?
Press the big red button.
I was so tempted to click it as well. More power troops are as well from Andy as well. Very nice.
And the
Very
brothers.
cool stuff.
At General Veers.
General Veers from Star Wars. Oh,
Why'd you
Among
say
the
it like
Trees
that?
as well.
Why'd you say it like that?
Because that's where he's from.
You said it really weird.
From Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Steamway.
I really like the how the trains come out a lot in this here. A bit of a shaky hand in that last photograph, but it looks great with models on it. Be very interesting. This is what I'd love to see the speeder bikes doing. I'd love to see them race around the trees.
Yeah, we were talking about that last week.
Yeah.
A racing game on it.
Because I can imagine, all you have to do is like nudge one out of the way and it just smashes up against the tree, and that's one out.
You need explosion markers and stuff for that too. That would be
Yep.
cool.
Yep.
Very cool. Oh, here we go. Tony's finished pieces.
Damn, those bikes are good.
I love that the one's veering off to the side as well. It's very cool. Ugh, awesome.
He's just bent that as well. He's like burnt that and bent it a wee bit.
Yeah.
But it works really nicely.
He said it was a last minute decision to lean one over, and I think it adds to the dynamism. Definitely does.
Yeah.
I think if you bent them, like had them all leaning a certain way, it would look more realistic. Because I highly doubt speeder bikes are always going in a straight line.
No, probably not. Yeah. I wonder how many of the stormtroopers decided to try and play some games with these speeders in the hangar or something, and like do some like jousting. They're like, hey guys, hey B4732, let's get on the speeder bikes and have some jousting tournaments. What are you doing, guys? Nothing.
They have to do something on the lunch break.
Yeah. You just have to watch Troopers.
Would they hold spears or would they hold lightsabers?
I'm pretty sure it would probably be spears or sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they've got a little gonk bot in the middle that they have to hit with it as well. Sometimes. That'd be really cool. Just invent Star Wars sport.
Amanda has a good point on that. They go in a straight line until they hit a tree, and then they fly in many, many different directions.
Many people have converted them into smashing into trees. Yeah. Some more burrows and badgers from Amanda.
The snake is cool.
Isn't it? Yeah.
I really liked how the armor came across on that adder. It looks very cool. I think I need that model for my collection.
I have a feeling I do as
I
well.
have it, Ben.
I know. I don't have it. I painted up a mouse there this week, which was cool. So.
Isn't the snake one of the... Is it Kickstarter?
It may be Kickstarter
Yeah.
at the moment. Yeah. Hopefully it'll come onto their web store soon, though. I'll have to have a peek.
Jousting with wet mops. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
Do you think did they do it in the Death Star or on the base camps?
Oh,
They
totally...
do it on the Death Star for the mirror flaws because it makes them look even cooler. So,
Makes it
They
look
put
like
some
there's more of them.
they put some funky lights on doing it as well.
I bet they put a load of black lights on, and then it just becomes Tron.
Yeah. Why are your armors covered in fluorescent paint? Nothing, sir.
What does that one say? Veers is a total... Nothing, sir.
Oh, hold on a second. 1404 Artist has been working on the painting tutorials. Oh, this is from the Chrome armor, so this is how it's finished off. This was in the community spotlight last week.
Mm-hmm.
It's just cut off Medusa's head.
Yeah. It's gonna be. He says he's going to work on marble effects next time, so that's going to be really cool to see how that comes out.
Yeah,
So-
well, if it's anything like the Chrome, that's going to be epic.
Stay tuned this Thursday because it's not marble, but it's or is it marble? We're putting out a tutorial this week.
Check
that
your content
is
plan.
very, very similar to marble.
It's granite or something, I
It's
believe. this week.
granite. Yes.
Yep.
Granite
Granite shields.
Check out this Thursday, 3 p.m. and you can see how to make granite. You can actually make cement as well if you just use grayscale colors, which I realized shortly into the tutorial. Like, you know, if you just did no other colors than black and white, you could make cement as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but this looks phenomenal coming from the tutorial. Very, very nice. Does Medusa's head still work if you look gaze into her eyes?
I'd rather...
It does. It does if you're playing like God of War, but
You've been playing a lot of God of War recently, Ben, haven't you?
I have. Yeah. Yeah, it's such a good game. Or Dad of Boy, as people have been called.
Dad and boy, yes.
Yeah. It's very, very good fun.
Yeah.
I very much enjoyed it. I don't want to say too much just in case I spoil anything, but it's an exceptional game. So yeah.
Cool. The Painting Bozo been working on this big thing, and it's on to so he's got some transfers to put on, but this just base coating looks.
He's switching out weapons and stuff on it.
That's what I just realised there. That's very cool.
Yeah, it was update pictures on the last time we looked at it, I think.
Yeah.
And showing off, because I think he was just going for the base coating just to kind of make it tabletop ready, I think it was, and then adding a few finer details in as he was going. So it's a very nice finish to everything there.
I really do need an Imperial Knight. This is what happened. You remember in the weekend last week when we were checking out the Death Watch Codex? Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, I really need that. And then they put the pre-orders up, and I was like, oh, they have like a box of Inceptors with all the bits in it, and it's like not too pricey. I could totally justify that. So I'm like, now I need an Imperial Knight as well.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Now, once you get one Imperial Knight, you have to get more Imperial Knights and do an Imperial Knight only game on the tabletop. You see, so
No.
where it's just knights smashing the hell out of each other.
No.
Yeah. It will be done.
In 3 years, Ben, maybe.
That's some more Spectre from Andy.
Mm-hmm.
Nice bit of color on these. I love the the modern look to these.
Baseball
All
cap
wearing
and khakis.
caps. Baseball caps and khakis. That's all you need for modern warfare.
Apparently
it
so.
seems.
And a high spec, stupidly expensive M4 carbine or something. You have to dress
Use some
like
sunglasses too.
yeah, you have to dress like a complete mong, but just so long as your rifle looks absolutely amazing, you're clearly special ops.
As long as you know how to use the rifle, you don't need armor.
No, apparently not. Body armor's for the normal army.
So Sundancer, we looked at this previously. Looked great. Oh yeah.
Hi
Hello.
guys, that's right. Ignore me.
But he's tweaked it a bit to hold these long skewers, and then other little bits as well. These are
Yeah,
very-
I think the coolest thing of that selection is his little wash holder, so he doesn't knock his washes all over the place, which I have done twice.
Oh, we've all been there.
Yeah. So,
John
that's
likes
very
to spill treacle.
Hmm?
Treacle.
Yeah, I like this. I like treacle to explode.
no, that's spontaneous combustion of treacle.
I can't imagine you can spill treacle that easily because it's
You
such
have to
a,
wait a while.
it's such a slow substance that even if you tip it, it's like, oh no!
I'll be back in 5 minutes. I need a cup, and then I'll write that.
Most dedicated messy person ever. Yeah.
That's a very slow mess.
Mm-hmm.
Doug the Fox working on, continuing on is Plague Marines.
They're looking as grotesque and vomit-inducing as the others. It's great. It's exactly what you want. You want people to look at your
I
army
love
and
just the little
Ratch.
bit coming off his foot here.
yeah, it's a really nice touch.
Spill 3 at a time now. That's a very good point. You can still spill your washes with that holder, but
Now you're
spill a lot
spilling
more.
3 of them.
Neo Scream has been working on this Iron Man for
Is
the
he,
past few
is he
weeks.
finished it now?
Yeah, I believe so. Let's see.
I think he has.
If I take this photo here,
Yeah.
and if we flip it around for us. Oh, nice big image. Oh.
Ah, yeah.
What are these other things in the background?
Well, that's like classic X-Men or X-Men. What are they called? The robot
Oh.
things from the animated series.
Sentinels?
Sentinel. Thank you, Tom.
Sentinels. Yep.
I thought for a second that was like Colossus in the background.
That might be Colossus in the
Yeah.
background. But that
I
purple
haven't
thing beside him is a Sentinel.
I haven't seen the series in such a long, long time.
Such a good man. That and Batman the Animated Series were.
It's the music tracks that always got me.
Yeah, the intro music.
Yeah.
No,
This-
good work in the Iron Man.
Yeah. This Iron Man looks pretty cool. Why is his neck? His neck looks a bit odd though.
He's giraffing a bit.
Yeah. I feel like the head should be a little bit lower. But that's no fault of the painting. That's just
That's
an
just a
odd
poor kit
sculpt.
band, right?
Maybe that's just one of the very first versions where Tony Stark had a very elongated head, like looking up a lot. Perhaps. Very cool. And he's also working on some Age of Sigmar, the
Shadespire, isn't it?
Shadespire stuff, yeah. Nice blue hair. It's a very yellow face though, but that might just be the camera.
I was going to say if that does have still more of that sort of yellow tinge to it, maybe work on potentially lightening that up a little bit. But I very much like the basing and how that's come out as well. And it's very nice to see it done in sort of like iron, sort of like a rusted iron almost.
Yeah.
It's cool.
You can really see it in the shield down here.
Mm-hmm.
It does look very rusted. It's a nice contrast on the blue though. Very nice.
Yep.
Amanda's continuing on with more burrows and badgers. This time I have this model actually. The
pirate.
Yeah, the pirate. I have it back home. I bought it back from Nilla from Salute.
Yeah.
And we haven't looked at them any of the things I got from Salute since.
That's alright, I'll be doing the same at Expo. Be buying a lot of stuff and then never looking at it again.
I plan to set aside some money for some board games at Expo.
Yeah.
Soup Dodger what is he working on? He cleaned his desk.
That is a project in and of itself.
Look at that. Oh boys, that is a clean desk. How long until that becomes a mosh pit again?
I bet 10 minutes. I bet as soon as you start a project.
It doesn't have any wash holders. Sundancer, you should get over contact Soup Dodger. You need to help him out here. He doesn't have any holders for his washes. That means he's got how many there? Maybe 6. You got
He
at
spills
least
so much
spill
stuff.
6 of those at one go. Batman Train is your aim at UK Games Expo.
But never mind, he has Yu Jing painted.
Soup Dodger is usually known for his phenomenal builds for the challenges that we've done last year. Stephen Jarrett's always in the way again.
Yep.
These usually look amazing.
Yep.
I love that.
He just can't stop saying happy birthday.
I love the color, the blue. What would you call these? Bodysuits?
Yeah, bodysuit probably.
Because it looks like a proper bodysuit from.
Like a rubberized material or something.
Like their Under Armour kind of thing.
Yeah.
Very nice paint jobs.
Yeah, it's been nice seeing these come together for the Red Veil set, and I like how the bases match as well, so you can tell that they're all part of the same conflict. That's really cool. So.
And looking at Hack Islam as well, isn't
The basing is just so simple, and it just makes it even more effective.
I'd love to see these Soup Dodger on the table.
Mm-hmm.
I think those make quite the spectacle.
Yeah,
Very,
good.
very nice.
Oh, and then he's going to work on some US area now. I cannot wait to see how those walls turn out. That's going to be amazing. Yeah.
So, are these his own custom bases then?
Yep.
Looks like it, yeah.
Yeah. Because this one looks like
Green stuff pavement and.
it almost looks like green stuff woodwork, right there.
Yeah.
And then pavement tarmac or something. Very cool. Soup Dodger's usually known for his fantastic buildings, scratch buildings, but his paint jobs are just as good.
True that.
Ridiculously so.
Launer has finished off the golden flesh for the Shadespire stuff, so got some cool gold here. Very nice. So these have been taken. How long has he been working on these? It's
Quite a while.
That's dedication to work on just flesh for that long. I give up after an hour. Very nice. Oh, we've got no, hold on. It is Goku.
Yep.
I can never remember because they all look the same. They all have different forms. Never been a fan of Dragon Ball. I'm sorry. There's too many seasons, too many episodes to watch.
You mean
Too much going on.
Too many
much
sagas.
Too much screaming.
Too much recapping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too much. I never know what's going on. I just want to see the fight. These look very cool. I think his pose is a little bit off in this bit. I think maybe straighten them up a wee bit. And I also think that the skin tone may. I don't know if it's a photography work, but I think the skin tone could maybe do a little bit of smoothing.
It's hard to criticize a model based on an anime, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I was going to do this, I'd do as you say, sort of like see if you can straighten the model up a little bit on the basing as you've got there, and then almost try and pull either do a lighter color over the top of the skin, perhaps, because you can see the darker tones through the muscles and stuff there, but then add another layer over the top of it, and you get a lot more. I think you get an interesting look there coming through. But I like how the hair's been done with the like crazy blue-white stuff. That's awesome. So, yeah.
Like how Tim says it's races against Saiyans, but they've all got the same hair. They do. They've all got the same hair. The Saiyans just have hair that goes up. That's all.
We have a Gundam.
Yeah.
Got the same stylist. That's the...
It's a Gundam.
Are you still building Gundam, John?
Yeah, when I feel like it.
Yeah.
I still have a couple of kits that I've to work on. But...
What are
Ha!
these?
Just Saiyans. Ha! Well said.
Just Saiyans. What are these though? Is this Guild? Can't be Guild Ball. I'm not sure what these are. There's a cat.
It's not Guild Ball. It's something else.
Looking to a comment on YouTube from Robert Kirkpatrick, I think it is, where he says, should I use Stormcast Vanguard to make my Eternals army bigger, or use another allied army? I would say add the Vanguards in, because they are amazing looking models. They're like the hunters of the Stormcast Eternals. So I would say add them in, because you've got some interesting new painting opportunities there, even though they're kind of still the same thing. So that's what I just popped that in there to say. So
Absolutely agree with you there. They're pretty badass looking.
Yeah. Or go something crazy and get something like the Sylvaneth and do like really cool Order conjoined army using an entirely different race from the Order faction. That could be really cool. Yep. So,
yeah. Andy has been working on a little Japanese outpost. This looks like something like from Sarissa.
Yeah, it looks a bit Sarissa-esque, doesn't it?
It's really nice.
I just keep getting flashbacks of, is it World at War, the Call of Duty one where they first introduced the zombie modes and stuff.
Yeah.
I remember seeing these kind of like buildings and stuff, the zombies were coming out of the water and things. But yeah, that's very cool. I like that. I also like how like bright the flag is, where they've been like, no, we keep the flag clean.
Yep.
But the rest of the place can get dirty as hell.
You're going to see the flag, but you're not going to be quite sure if it's an outpost or just a flag.
Oh, hold on a second. Giannis has got distracted from Romans. He's working on some Stormcasts.
Silver and purple works so nice.
It does.
And that little touch of like a really warm gold. Yeah, that's looking really nice. I want to see how that ends up. Really do.
Yes. I agree, John. There's not much I can say to that. I can't wait to see what you do with these, Giannis.
I want to see how the wings turn out. That's going to be the big thing for me. I'll be interested to see what color he goes with, because I went with like the sort of like blue angelic look, like going with the lightning. So it'd be really cool to see if he does something that's in sort of like a purpley pink, or goes for like a blue here, because that could be really interesting.
A red would be very contrasting.
Oh
too.
god, yeah, red. That would be really cool.
We're going to skip past Commodore Rob's Tartan at the minute. It looks amazing, but we're going to check out.
We're going to get to that.
Form topics later.
Lenthalas.
Thank you. Thank you, Ben.
There's someone that is getting into elves, Ben. You start pronouncing words like that.
Oh,
that is that bird though.
Just all the subtle highlighting across the feathers is amazing there. See, that's the kind of thing I went for with the wings, but mine is very, very rudimentary, whereas that looks just brilliant. I love that. So.
And see on a close-up view, you get to see just how that highlighting works and how the shading works. The bird is painted so simply, but it is ridiculously effective.
There's 3 colours on that bird.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's non-metallic metal, isn't it? Because that's a yellow, not a gold.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful. Yeah. Man, I love seeing Stormcast when they're painted really well. That's, yeah.
Very, very nice.
It's another one of those, John, you need to get on with what Stormcast you have. It's like, I don't know.
Good high-res image too. Thank you very much for uploading that one. I love
Is the
it.
bird dry brushed? Dave Harbottle
It
says.
might be.
It could be, but I would
Let's have a look.
suit to say that he may have just outlined.
Yeah,
I think these are outlined.
No, I think that's dry brushed.
You think so?
I think that's dry brushed. Look at the leading edge of the wing here and up here. That's probably dry brushed, but very lightly.
That's worked really well.
Yeah.
Because even from further away, when we saw the picture, when it was smaller, you could still tell the detail there. That's really cool.
Yep.
Yeah. Very nice.
What do you think,
Nice.
Stephen Gerrard? No, he doesn't like it.
Ugh. Birds. Yeah.
Fine. Stephen Gerrard doesn't like very much, apparently.
No, he doesn't.
I just want to say happy birthday to John.
What have you got me looking at these things for? That's not how he speaks, is it? That's not how he speaks, is it?
I love Andy's got all like individual names for all his minis. I know he does this for a lot of his bolt action stuff.
Yep.
It gives them that little bit of extra character. I wonder if he remembers all their names individually.
I would love that. Yeah.
That would make your battles so much more interesting. You killed.
No, Heinz. Why did you have to die to falling in the river? Oh.
Kurt, I knew you well.
So Jay Martson, he has actually posted this as well over in a what are you printing thread. This is the Battlestar Galactica ship, which took me a while to figure out because I never really watched Battlestar Galactica. But for 3D prints, these came out really nicely, and I think he's painted them up quite well as well. Are we still doing 3D prints? Are we still doing 3D prints around here?
No.
I know
This will be fun.
Warren wants to try and do some more stuff, but I think it'll have to wait a little bit until things have mulled over a bit more with the site and stuff. So.
Yeah.
So.
That, and I think the last time I heard him talk about the 3D printer, it was referred to as several words that I won't repeat. So.
Amanda's finished up weathering her Space Wolves land speeder. Very nice weathering on this thing.
Her pace of work is unreal. I couldn't do that.
I think if it were me, what I would add to that is maybe a little black. Like black in the... You can't see it. There we go.
I would
Black
actually...
in this bit.
All I would do is add a bit of chipping.
Yeah?
Yeah. Only on the leading edges, the little wings and stuff, or does she have chipping on it anyway? Not quite, but I would sponge a little bit of chipping on it.
Could you almost do like a null oil over some of the lower bits of the craft, maybe, to pull out the recesses a bit more? Perhaps.
Still very nice. And
It is very cool, though.
Here's the patchwork
Yep.
on the capes. Very nice. And here are actually some of the pictures on the table, which even though they're on snow bases in a green field, I think it actually looks quite spectacular on the tabletop.
But in the next picture, you can tell she wasn't going to have a good day when she staring down 2 Lehman Russ, and I was like,
I didn't know that so many battles in Warhammer 40,000 were played out in rural England. That's the...
You know, look out your window every day, Ben, and see some battles. Just
I heard some guy walk past shouting for the Emperor, but I didn't know what it was all about. So. Yeah. I mean, there were local elections last week. So.
oh, good point.
He went to the button box and very disappointed.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Mildrach with I can't remember what these were. I remember reading these last time.
In the grim dark future, every place is Yorkshire. Yes. I like that. I agree with this.
Yeah.
These are really, really unique looking things.
Yeah. I believe are they from Lead Adventure? Possibly. They're British infantry and monotypes from the British Expeditionary Force for All Quiet on the Martian Front.
I would like to know does someone drive these? Like get inside and drive these? And if so, how do you see to drive?
You don't see. You're told to go in a certain direction. You just keep going until the thing stops.
Like a speeder bike.
Yeah.
Go straight until you hit a tree.
Go straight until you hit something that actually stops you. So, okay.
Or you go straight and knock out whatever's in the path for the next speeder bike coming up. We're gonna skip Wild Chevy's painting of Infinity. Is this? I think.
Yep.
Because you may check it out on Friday. More plaid shirts and baseball caps.
Ugh. Look, I'm special ops. I'm too good for a uniform. Uh-huh.
Someone was saying in the comments it's called Dad Camo. Or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
You can't really see
dear.
the zoom in on that, but yeah, it looks great. Dad camo. Oh, look at these. These are very striking blues.
Yeah, and do you know what? We have some of that watercolor in here.
Yeah.
I may have to try it out because that blue is almost painful to look at.
Oh yeah, that's what I've just been you know the guys in like the plaid shirt from the tier 1 operators.
Yeah.
I just keep thinking it's Tim Allen from Home Improvements who suddenly found a gun and decided to get stuck into fighting.
That's Tim Allen in The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
There's a zombie over there.
Sorry, yes, Stormcast.
That blue though.
That is startlingly blue.
Isn't it?
Sundancer has been working using old Lego boxes cut out holes to match the painting station. So this is your spray box. So we've got a painting box and a spray box.
He's a resourceful fellow, isn't he?
Who needs foreground or Bandura to make all these cool boxes and
No,
stuff?
he can take this idea to foreground and they can make it for him.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Foreground, if you're watching, get in contact with Sundancer. He's got your stuff you need.
Yep. He's got what you need.
If you need an equipment to spill mini washes at a time, Sundancer's your man. I'm loving the stormtroopers caught in the blizzard here.
Yeah.
Great paint work on that. Profit. Tim would have shot himself.
Very true.
Obviously, these are Cameron's Infinity models. We looked at these last week in which the different paint scheme, but this week he was working on this. You okay there, John? You
Eldar.
can be tired. It's your birthday.
I'm a little tired.
It was like a woe and a yawn at the same time. It's there. Yeah.
12 watches at once. We can call it Tsunami Special.
You know what? The purple and the green on that Falcon art is such a nice combination. Look at how good it gets.
Oh god. Yeah.
This is really nice.
Pure striking scorpion style. That's
Yeah.
very nice. If he's brave enough, he's gonna even attempt the Baeltan thorn vines and scales and stuff as well, which is gonna be really cool. Man, that's gonna be interesting because that's like black applied back onto these.
Yeah.
God.
You dread the thought as much as I do, Ben.
Yeah.
These look very nice though.
Mm-hmm.
What are these?
MiG-21s for 1/600 scale for an old
Aeronautica
Imperialis.
Yeah. So that's the old
The old Forge
one
World
before you
scale.
came. Yeah, Forge World one. Yeah.
So it seems like if you like priming your miniatures and just doing a few dots of color,
This is the way to go.
Small scales are the way to go. Yeah.
seems so. These look very nice though. These look pretty cool. I like the little dials on the bottom actually.
Well, that's
Tell
all.
the speed and the altitude.
That's all the old Forge World stuff.
Yeah.
Aeronautica never really took off though. It had a really nice concept to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that Games Workshop tried to do. I mean, obviously it wasn't a massive game, but they did like their own sort of version of like a fighter game using some of the flyers from 40k, didn't they? Maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah.
There was like a box that came out for you to, and it had sort of rules in White Dwarf and all of that kind of thing as well.
But I don't think that skill sits though.
No. It'd be really cool because obviously if Adeptus Titanicus, which is coming back, if that gets like a lot of traction under it, maybe we will start to see a lot more of these smaller scale games coming back as well. So
do we know anything about Titanicus at the minute, or?
I can't remember. There was some talk about it a couple of weeks ago. I'm sure we're probably going to hear a lot more about it this weekend because obviously we've got Warhammer Fest. So I would imagine that by Saturday, Sunday, we're going to hear a lot more about it. I think there was some news, and I'm sure someone will enlighten us to it. But yeah,
because if it's a thing, it might be a thing that I'd like.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, I need Titans, but I don't want to fork out for the big ones.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Amanda's been working on a shot down and crashed toy drone. So yeah, made this as an objective marker. It's a pretty cool objective marker because then you could go over and catch some cool sneaky intel.
And you know in like 3 posts time she'll have it completely painted because that's just who she is. I'm not envious at all.
Reki is also finished off these little goblins.
Reki loves showing off this Primaris of his as well. He's just like, I'm just gonna put this beautiful Primaris in here just as a comparison.
We'll skip past this though, because if you check out on Friday, we'll have a bit more to say about it. But I want to say that I love the woodwork.
Yep.
On these.
Yeah.
And lots of pictures, which is always a good thing. Here's the
Wow,
striking
there's
blue again.
That blue again. That's insane.
I don't know whether it works or not.
It needs.
Personally, I think it is very, very bright.
It needs more highlighting.
Yeah, I think if it was highlighted, I would like if it was highlighted in like maybe turquoise. I think,
maybe.
Like, personally, that's what I would go with.
Yeah.
I just think it is so bright.
Because he did say that he used all the colours from the asset drop. You see, so that's what he's been working with there. It's like a limitation, I suppose. But you're right. I think a little extra, maybe on the shoulder pads, perhaps could be the way there. He's also asking about some information, like what you could do for the corn guys, if he was going to paint those up as well. Now, see, I like seeing people paint them in their like flesh barbarian style colours within the deep red armour, but I went the complete opposite and I did them with like demonic red skin.
Yep.
So it'd be kind of cool to see if you could do something with like demonic red for like their natural skin tone, and see if you could bring up something from that, and then maybe do their armour in like a flip reverse of that and have it in like dark iron or something. That could be kind of cool.
Yep.
But yeah, anything you do, I'm sure is going to be very, very cool indeed. So
Very nice. 2D Sick. I'm nearly finished off the back banner and cloak for this guy. So he's just got the back banner and cloak.
Yeah. So this is the Forge World Chaos Terminator Lord. What was his name?
World Eater guy, is it?
Yeah. What's his name again?
Oh,
You'll see him on the Forge World page.
oh, what's his name? It's completely escaped me now.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was looking a little bit further on there. There's something cool that will come up.
For now, we'll call him Sergeant Bloodgore. There we go. There we go.
Lord Bloodgore. He is
Lord Bloodgore.
Lord. He is a lord. As 2D6 says, I hear you like skulls. Clearly he's a lord because he's got a lot of skulls. Angry McAngryson.
Very son. Yes.
But he sent off his photos.
To
or his
Parabellum.
minis to Parabellum, and they give him a cool photo shoot with them. Are these the ones that we saw
Yeah, they are.
like
Yep.
a few weeks ago?
That's beautiful. Really nice photography in there.
Is there any more from Parabellum? I'd love to see.
I believe they posted some on their Facebook page. I'll see if I can find some.
We can check that up a little bit later. But I think 2D Sig, I see you're in the chat. Isn't it 2D Sig that painted this? It is.
Yeah. Yes.
If you feel free to post in the links in the chat, you can have a look at those in more detail as well. I'd love to see the finished photos because they just remind me of like cool wallpapers to have. Same with Rob's tartan stuff. Looks fantastic, but we'll skip ahead a little bit because we're going to see it in much more detail later. Thank you, Ben. I'm going to check this out now actually before we forget.
Should be a couple of posts down on their Facebook page. So.
Okay, here we go. Oh, very nice. So what do we see here? Can't get the crop very much, but there we go. That works.
Oh wow.
These are very cool.
Yeah.
Wow, these look striking now. Very, very nice.
Yeah, they need some Two Steps from Hell behind them playing in the background.
They really do.
Thank you very much for sharing there, Ben. So, Dr. Ether, these are from Necromunda, I believe, are they? We're going to skip past these as well because he actually shows a start to finish of these. Same with Rob's finished Fisherman Guild. He said it a lot of difficulty, or he had some difficulty with some of these, but I think they look great. They're very, very striking, very nice tone of blue that he just went for. But we're going to skip past it and look at it more detail later.
Something to remember for the Guild Ball stuff, by the way, is that Steamforge are stopping the sale of metal models over the next couple of months. So a lot of the older models for some of the original guilds, they're going to be available, but they're going to be done, and I think it's slightly new poses and styles, but done in a resin, but in like a resin that is color matched, kind of like how they've done with some of their other new stuff, where it's all the same color, sort of like yellow or whatever.
That's a shame,
so
because they're only bringing out the that new Alliances box, the all-female team that I really want, and now it's a case of, well, do I buy that or do I wait until the resins come out? I'm not too sure what to do now.
Well, the progress from where they are now to like fully getting rid of all the metal models is going to take quite a while, as far as I'm aware. So I mean, you're probably all right to pick these up now. Because they're probably going to. I mean, because one of the big things was the metal models from Steamforge were really nice quality.
It's gorgeous, yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. I think it's a good idea for them to move away from the metal, to be honest, though, as well. But we shall see.
Surely a lot of companies are moving away from metal anyway. No.
There is a lot, but there's still a lot of metal on the market.
Yeah.
You'll still see a fair amount of the bolt action range. You'll still find in metal.
Yeah, it tends to be the historical stuff that's metal, isn't it? So
it's a lot of companies are keeping metal that is what would you call it, less, I don't know, I don't want to say less sellable, but they know that they're going to sell less of.
I get what you mean.
You know, so all your infantry and your vehicles and stuff, they can go to plastic because people will buy those all day every day, but your very specific SS mortar team from such and such a date, not going to sell.
John, do you want to take over here for a wee second?
Why?
I'm going to go and get a delivery here.
Okay.
It's outside.
Yes.
So I'll be back in a moment.
I get the chair.
The chair of command.
I get the chair of command. This is now where everything falls apart because I don't know what I'm doing.
Just scroll, John.
Just scroll. Fine. All right, back to Sundancer checking out his T47 Snowspeeder. I like the orange banding on this.
Yes.
And I like the fact he's gone in with some panel lining as well, which is really cool. Something I should maybe consider revisiting our speeders for at some point.
I like the idea of potentially personalizing a lot more of these larger vehicles as well.
Yeah.
Because you could imagine, especially a lot of the Rebel pilots, they probably would have, like fallen in love with their own vehicles and sort of put kill markers on the side and things like that. Could be really cool.
But at the same time, dude, it's a speeder.
True. Yeah.
It's not your doesn't have the prestige of an X-wing.
True, yeah. Maybe more of them on X-wings than on some of the smaller ground vehicles, I guess. But
Yeah.
I kind of like the idea that they maybe have. Oh, if you could do some really cool TIE fighter silhouette designs and use those as kill markers on an X-wing, that could
Yeah.
be really cool.
That would be cool. Now you're back. Did you get what you were hoping for?
Yes.
Cool.
You're welcome to look at it, but don't talk about it.
Pardon me a moment.
Okay, where do we get
It's a
to?
thing with lots of things on it. Oh my god, the thing!
Are we looking at sword rails stuff now?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, this is heavy gear stuff. I looked at this earlier and I was like, oh man, heavy gear stuff is so cool. Like,
The idea.
I think it would look really, really cool as like a cartoony piece of equipment from like Power Rangers.
The idea of heavy gear is awesome, and I love the idea of it. I just back in the day, the miniatures were so expensive.
Uh-huh.
I just didn't want to invest on it.
I do believe they're now on Kickstarter with potentially another campaign where they're adding a lot more of their new plastic stuff, which is actually multi-part, I believe. But yeah, like considering a lot of people have been getting into things like BattleTech quite recently, I was talking to a few times with some of my housemates about the idea of heavy gear as well, because it comes with really cool little mechs and stuff. So, and of course it was a TV show as well, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Cartoon series, yeah. So
These are very cool though. And that really nice detail for all the sides of them.
these are the new plastics as well.
Yeah.
Tim is saying in chat. So very cool. Yeah.
Oh, look what we have here.
It's the Santa Wizard.
It's like, good job Sam isn't here to hear that.
Minty beard.
Oh, he'd kill me, wouldn't he?
He would.
Senor Minty beard.
He might burst in here in like 15 seconds. If he's watching it out there.
Did I sense Rincewind?
So he's Professor Chalk. He's the Albionican wizard from the Discworld series and Arc World. Yeah, it's really cool.
I love the back of the cloak.
Yes, that is really nice.
Yeah.
Really nice designs. A very fun little model, and it shows off the craziness you can get out of that kind of world as well. So the Arc World, Discworld themes and stuff. So
Yeah.
very nice.
Very
I'm
cool.
really tempted actually by the Warplock. I think it's the Battle Patrol Bridge set, because it looks like a really fun little scenario to play out, and it comes with really nice little models as well. And they do some really cool feral elves too, which I'd love to pick up. Oh man. Right, I'm going to the store. Bye, guys. Right.
I like how
Elf
Tim says here, Rincewind sense, both the worst and best superpower.
Yes. Things are going wrong. I can't stop it.
Hephaesto says it's been a while since he's finished the model. I wonder if this is for like Mermaid. You heard of Mermaid, John?
No.
Because it's May, a lot of illustrators
Oh,
are
yeah.
drawing mermaids.
Ha! Funny wordplay. Do you know what?
I've seen some questionable bad Photoshop jobs for Mermaid as well. But
I'm sure you have.
There's off the shelf websites there, Ben. Yeah.
Yep.
Do you know what this miniature, the one on the left, reminds me of? It's like, is it Ursula from Little Mermaid?
Yes.
It looks like Ursula in her younger days.
I thought you were going to say it looks like Ursula in the meme where she's like spraying up out of the water.
No.
This looks great. I think a little bit of highlight would go a long way on these. Because I think the only thing there that has a little bit of highlight is just the skull there. But I think if we brought it up a little bit more, it would look really...
I think maybe a wash over the tentacles perhaps would kind of potentially give it a little bit more of that undersea feeling as well.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So if you picked up one of the washes from, say, Army Painter or Games Workshop or something, they do a very, very good purple one. Games Workshop do. So I think that could be really cool.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and
Here
here's
come the Borg.
Here's the Borg.
Here come the ball.
So Amanda's been painting these up, and they've been the running joke on her Discord channels. It's been currently painting up these Borgs. They look great. You'll see probably a little bit later how they turned out. Also, Geezer UK has been working on these slaughter priests. I think someone pointed out that the ratio was a little bit off in the photographs.
Yeah.
But he actually recognised it, and he said that this is what he actually enjoys. He enjoys this part of the hobby as well as learning how to photograph his minis. But the paint job in this is superb.
See, that photography is perfect.
Yeah.
That's really good.
The blood gore on that sword, though.
Yeah.
I know they're meant to be in a battlefield, but do they have to be so gory?
Yes.
Yes, it's blood for the blood god.
Except
it's not a little bit of blood, possibly for him. It's
a moderate amount of blood.
And then you see these chaos dwarves from Andre, and you're like, maybe they don't need so much blood after all.
true.
These guys look like they are, now that they're this far along, it looks like they're straight out of a comic book. And I really like it. What's this?
I'm loving the little banner sign.
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
here.
Does that come with them, or has
No.
this been custom made?
I'm not sure. Maybe it does come with the guys that make these. I can't remember what the company's name is though.
Even the medic is blood free.
I'm so good at my job.
Not a drop is wasted. These are efficient coordinate followers.
Very nice. 144 artist. These are really nice bases. Where are these from? Thunderbolt Mountain? It's a diorama. Are these more candlestick holders?
Or cake pillars.
Yeah, cake pillars.
Yeah.
Oh, the marble effect's really nice.
Yeah, that's working really nicely.
Because that just looks like a layer of washes. But it's turned out really, really nice for those. The marble effect's superb.
I believe I've just done a little bit of googling. I believe this is like an RPG style scene. So in the original, when this is finished, it's gonna have like a troll fighting against like a party of adventurers, which will be really cool. So, yeah.
Very nice. That.
Would you excuse me for 2 minutes?
No, that's fine. That marble work though is fantastic, and you can see the progress on it because it just looks like a few layers of washes, and then whenever it gets down and just does like the crack work and a little bit of highlighting into it, it looks really, really nice.
That is wonderful. Yeah.
I didn't think marble would be that easy to mimic, but proven wrong. Fantastic work there. Sundancer working on matte varnish. What is it? He just needed a matte varnish the Star Wars minis. So we've got Darth here facing off against Luke as well. Ben, how do you feel about the new releases coming out soon with the new Commander?
Leia.
Yeah.
I was having a look at that, and I really like what they're doing with Leia. I think they've done her justice as like a proper commander of the Star Wars world. It's very cool. One of the I believe I was looking through the news that Fantasy Flight put out, and she's got some really cool cards with her set. Like a lot of her abilities are all about keeping troops in cover and making sure that they don't get shot too much and moving them around so they're not in danger. But then she's got a really cool orbital bombardment card as well, which means she can just rain fire down from capital ships that are flying around in the skies above, which is going to be awesome. So it'd be nice to see them developing beyond what we've obviously got here in the set. And it's like Star Wars Legion is doing so well, like especially around my local area. A lot of people playing it in my local store, getting stuck into the game and playing it and painting up very different looking armies as well, which has been fun. I've seen a few people playing around with and taking the piss out of EA as well with some pink Darth Vaders as well, which has been very fun. So, yeah.
I believe I think this is what either John or Justin was saying, that with the new Commander Leia, this is going to be whether to see if Star Wars Legion is going to become a game that'll either last this year or for the next 20 years going down the line. Because if they get this right, and I remember this going back to an old Weekender, if you're gonna do Star Wars, do it big. So you want everything. So I wouldn't be surprised, if we further on 5 years down the line we get an actual what do you call it, Star Destroyer.
Maybe. Yeah. It's one of the things I've always talked about though is that like as bad as those prequel films were, I think the battles for that era are some of the coolest we've ever seen. So I can't wait till this Commander Kenobi hanging around with his clone trooper friends and all these guys, and and focusing in on those kind of battles as well. I mean, this does also mean we'll get Gungans, but I mean we can just gloss over that, and we can just wholesale buy all the Gungans, melt them down, and turn them into more clone troopers. So, but droid armies, imagine how cool those are going to be. Droid armies with super battle droids, droidica as well.
See, I don't even care about the battles. I want pod racing.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing. Like, they can clearly change. You could clearly work with the rules that have already been involved for flying, and change some cool stuff around for that. That could be really cool. Yeah. Just wait until you get young Annie. That's going to be the annoying bit. There's going to be like a model for young Annie.
He's going to be so useless.
Yep. Yeah. You're a princess. Shut up, Annie. No, you're an angel. That's.
I wonder if they'll have a scenario of whether you get to kill the younglings or help them survive. So you have to either choose your own path.
Yeah. That's the cutoff point between first edition and second edition of Star Wars Legion. You get to do a kill the younglings scenario.
Yeah. To see which side of the Force that you lie with. Here's some more Borg. They're getting a lot of detail coming into them now, looking great.
Yeah. The thing I love working with when it comes to servitors is that you get to paint very, very pallid, pale, almost dead-looking flesh because of the fact they've basically just had so much of their bodily function removed from them, become more mechanical, that you almost have like these. Effectively, the flesh is just a useless extension of them in some ways, and so you have like this very pallid, horrible-looking flesh that they've had working with Mechanicus and stuff. So, and you get to work on really cool, rusty, horrible, oily models as well. So I hope we see a bit of that thrown into.
I've never heard of the servitors before. So.
Yeah, so they're usually dregs of society that have been sort of bolted onto by the Adeptus Mechanicus and used as slaves, effectively.
Are you talking about servitor lore?
Yeah, they have no will of their own anymore. So, yeah.
Am I getting a lot of messages, or is that you?
It's me.
Oh, it's John. Okay.
It's my Facebook. Everyone's now awake and is saying happy birthday. All the time.
There you go. If you want to send John a message, happy birthday. Do it.
Happy birthday to you.
Do it on the Beast War site, so he has a lot more notifications as well.
I don't
give
get
that an opportunity to use more confetti as well. So.
Yes, we can bring back the confetti. Doug the Fug has been working on. What is this? It's a Rhino, but is this custom built, or is this part of the?
It's a standard Rhino as far as I believe, but it's just had some of the additional accessory kits built it on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Some forge roll bits and a few bits from a plastic kit.
I wonder if this is purposeful to make
the smudge on the top.
To make it look as if someone's been dragged across it.
Maybe it was just a happy little accident.
Maybe, yeah. Bit of golden syrup spilled and.
Oh, don't even start, because that's all I can smell at the minute is friggin' treacle. And I didn't mind the smell of treacle last week, and now I absolutely hate it. It's turning my stomach. Really nice job on the Rhino, by the way.
Yeah. The detail and colouring on the skulls are very nice, very cool, very fleshy. It seems to be a lot of fun with painting like Nurgle stuff, where you just add a lot of colour to the base colour green, and it just turns out all gooey. Same here. We'll skip ahead of Rob's stuff because we can see it much later. What are these? Cherokee skinwalkers?
Yeah, so this is for Dracula's America, which is a game that I believe was done by, published by Osprey anyway, and the models came through from BAP North Star. That's the one.
BAP.
Yep. But that second picture, I believe, the first set is from Dracula's America, which is really cool. And then the second set are some of the Lucid Eye models from their Suburbanauts. Because Lucid Eye, as well as doing the Elf King, they do a whole range of really cool sort of alternate pulpy style characters as well. And these guys are looking so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then he finishes off with an amazing Hercules as well there.
This
Or
is
Heracles.
Heracles, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
badass.
Yeah. Man, it makes me feel bad that I've still got Mythic Battle sitting downstairs and I haven't actually painted more than one god from that set.
How many boxes though do you have Mythic Battles?
Only the one. Well, I had the basic god pledge, so I have the original box and obviously the expansion stuff that came with it for all the stretch gods. And things. So I've got a lot of gods to paint, and I really would love to paint them and get working on sort of like trying out the bronzes and stuff with them.
So you're lucky you're not like us and we got a Typhon pledge in.
Well, I was talking to Coco because he was talking about Typhon pledge and the amount of minis you get in that. And,
Yeah.
I think it was in reference to Street Fighter, because we were talking about Street Fighter and how maybe it didn't get enough gold or money as it would have.
Yeah.
And my argument was that Mythic Battles is a standalone. A lot of it's based off Greek mythology, and a lot of people it appeals to all age groups, I think. Whereas Street Fighter, I think, only applies to the age group of 25 to maybe 35.
That played it during the retro era.
Yeah. And I think it didn't do as well as even Nemesis, because the Nemesis got like 3 million, did it not, or something, or 2 million,
Something like that. Yeah.
Because Nemesis did very well because it came out in 1979, like the Alien movie, and
But
I think that's perfect for that demographic.
Alien as a franchise has continued, whereas Street Fighter has.
Whereas I think Street Fighter, I was talking to Colin about it because he said that surely a lot of people would enjoy it, but I thought I think a lot of people would enjoy it, but they'd probably rather play it on the PC.
Yeah.
They'd probably rather play it as a video game rather than a miniatures game.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I thought it was fantastic.
It still did very well.
Yeah.
And I think that's why Mythic Battles did so well too, because a lot of people went in the Typhon pledge and were like, well, this will do me for a lifetime.
Yeah, this is everything I will ever need for the game, because this is everything there will ever be for the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course they're doing the Monolith are coming back with the Norse one as well at some point. I think it's either the end of this year, I think it's start of next year. So that's more models for me to paint that I never will paint. So.
I would love to see what they're bringing out with the Norse mythology stuff. But next up we have Queen Victoria with a rifle.
Toting a steampunk gun. This is everything about steampunk that is amazing.
One is very amused, but dead.
That's what I was going to say. Like, you can just imagine, like, if you don't play this game or this mini in like any game that you have, and before you shoot, you don't say one is not amused.
Yeah.
One would like you to take that statement back.
I really love the way the cloak, the dress has come out. It's very cool. Yeah.
It does look like old Elizabeth as well, which is great. Very characterful, really nice.
You mean Victoria?
Yes, sorry.
Yeah. Lizzie's still around.
Lizzie is still
Sorry,
around.
Lizzie Mark II is still here.
She
Have I just offended a load of royalists? I'm sorry.
Lizzie Mark II.
Lizzie Mark II. The finest.
Don't worry, John, we'll skip past. It's your birthday. They can't complain. Calidor 2 hasn't posted anything up in a while, but he's finished painting up more units for Godslayer. Let me just fix this image here for a second. The paint job's fantastic, but if you were looking at a recent topic, let me just flip over here to your Photoshop and flip this horizontal. There, much better. Left-handed swordsman and shield spearman.
No. No, only a select group of people are going to get that reference. But and you're going to have angered most of them.
It's okay. They know I jest. They know I
do
jest. So I'll flip it back. I'll flip it back. Don't worry. The paint job on these are fantastic. I think the spear is a little bit bent there. Maybe that's just.
It's probably just a byproduct of being quite a thin piece.
Mm-hmm. These are these? They're hoplites, so they are Spartans, aren't they?
Well,
Yeah, so
they're
they're-
Greek infantry of some sort.
They're for the Haladines faction, so which is kind of based on mythology. Then I think the other one is they've done the Mortons. I think is the other sort of ancient one, which is based on sort of Romans, but it's got like a very cool undead theme going through them for a Godslayer. And then you've got the ones at the bottom there, which are the Nordgard, which are sort of like your dwarves and your Berserker Vikings and stuff as well.
They actually look really badass too.
They
Yeah.
are, yeah.
I believe we actually did get a whole bunch of starter sets in a really long time ago, and obviously we're doing the videos with Megalith as well at the moment, so Kickstarter's running. So
Can I just say, Sundancer, thank you. Lizzie Mark II sounds like a medium battle tank. Yes. What's your favorite queen? Lizzie Mark II. There we go.
Let me just bring this into Photoshop so we can rotate this as well. We'll not make him left-handed, don't worry. Unless he is left-handed. Okay, here we go. Paintwork in this is superb.
There's beautiful work on the armor. I like that he shaded it with purple.
yes,
There's even a little bit of gold in there.
Yeah.
In the chest.
It's really
it gives it that look of fish scales, which I think is key there. So yeah.
Because you could have done it like just a standard plate armor sort of layout and it would have looked fine, but
Stephen Jarrett does not like minis.
Stephen Jarrett does not approve.
It's because he's too worried about where he's going to go next with his football career. That's
Just hates everything.
He's too worried about his monthly paycheck.
yeah.
I think this is going to turn out like an awesome mini once it's finished. Though.
Yeah, it
And
really
as
is.
you say, like the purple shading really sets it off.
Yeah, the purple adds something to it. Ogre! Ogre, I am sick of hearing people telling me about Ogre. Someone even sent me a copy of Ogre.
Yeah, we've a box. Who said it? Is that for you?
It's for me, it was on the box. It didn't say John at Beast of War, it just said John. River High Studios. And I was like, I didn't order this. And there was no
That was
note
the
or
address
anything.
on it. It didn't say any. There was no address. It was just said John, and it just made its way to you.
Yeah.
So,
So I have a copy of Ogre apparently, and I have no idea what I'm going to do about it. But it's not the ones with the physical minis, it's all the slot together card
Oh,
pieces
right.
and like the top down sort of hacks. It's sort of cool. It actually looks kind of nice. I might give it a go. Do you know what? I just realized, can we go back up to that picture?
Yeah.
I thought that was a snow mat until I realized there was bears and stuff on it.
Yeah, it's been like that this whole time.
I didn't know.
It's a proper like a snow blanket, Christmas blanket. Christmas blankets, like Christmas jumpers, are for all year round. If you're cold.
No, I
Full
didn't
hammer.
get sent the big box. No.
Fullhammer 888, working on a bazooka team.
It's the United States Marine Corps.
Is there a really nice paint on this? Because that white is. very
He's
striking.
done a good job on the webbing, making it look sort of like sun bleached, like it's an
Yeah.
older sort of set of webbing. But then he's counterpointed that with like the dark lining in through it to give it the definition.
Yeah.
Really good job on that.
Are these tokens
They are.
created as well?
Yeah. Possibly.
Moon markers based. Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the last of it.
If you refresh that page just a second, there has
No,
been one
Ben,
put
it's the
in
last of it.
about 10 minutes ago from Dazland, so it'd be nice to show his thing off
Yes,
quickly.
we will look at these as well. What are these? Nids?
Naiads.
Naiads.
For Kings of War. So
We
they're your kind of like the fish race people that they've got.
We haven't seen Kings of War in quite some time.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Kings of War have fish people now. Surprise.
Yeah,
Surprise.
I'm looking forward to when everything sort of gets finished off for Vanguard and what they've been doing with the progressive thing, because we're going to see a lot more of these really specialized units coming into the game. People are going to be able to build their larger armies from different sort of walks of life and different factions as well. So it's going to be very cool. Yeah.
These have been out for a year apparently. Okay, fair enough.
It's nice
Well,
to see
no,
that
I think
people
they're
are-
saying King's War had them before Games Workshop by a year.
Yeah.
It's nice to see that people are still working on Kings of War stuff. I assume because there's so many of them.
Hang on.
For a single
Great.
army.
Graham, did you send that box? Did you send Ogre?
So Graham Rig.
Because all it says, John, you're welcome.
Happy birthday, John!
Eh.
Nobody sent me anything for my birthday.
We sent you best wishes. That's the best kind of.
This is the best kind of wishes. The
Yeah.
best wishes.
Yeah.
I don't want wishes.
I need money to live.
I want genie lamps.
You want genie?
Okay.
Those are best wishes, are they not?
Right. We finished off on this thread, so let me just check back here, and we'll. John's birthday. Woo!
You can't get me as excited as you were for yours, though.
No, sorry, John. I treated John to a nice lunch as
Bought me
well,
lunch and everything. Yep.
and
He took
Aw.
me. He took me on a lunch date.
confetti's over. I can't get him that excited. He's got his present.
You have tried.
Yeah. But next up, we're going to look at Drop Fleet UCM. I was meaning to look at these last week, but we just didn't have time. But this is Kilroy, who's a new member, and he's been working on his Drop Fleet UCM. I wish for Lance to have no more wishes. That's it. Stream's over.
Wow.
Oh wow, harsh.
I'm going home.
Even I felt that one.
You guys are mean.
Yeah.
But for getting back into the hobby, I think these are really nicely done. A lot of detail. UCM actually had a lot of detail on their ships as well.
It's
And
ridiculous.
get them in.
Do you know what though? Every time I see like a nice looking UCM fleet, I keep thinking, oh, maybe I should try that again. And then I keep thinking to myself, no, John. No, John.
Do you have many more left, D?
Huh?
Do you have many more UCM left, or have you finished all yours?
I actually sold it.
Oh, really?
I sold my UCM fleet to a very nice fellow in England who only recently messaged me and said, I'm expanding your fleet and I don't know how you painted them. Can I have the list of paints and method? And I was like, there you go.
Wow. Yeah, these are really nice. And Kilroy, please follow up with some more updates.
Yeah,
love
stick
to see
images
some more.
up on that.
I love as well that you can just see his foot in the wall here.
And the unfinished or other projects below
Yeah.
the table. Yeah. No, good job so far, dude.
Very nice. Okay, now let's continue through our list. We already saw the Battlestar Galactica ships. We haven't seen the Dominion 3mm tables, which I want to look at next. And we'll just open this other next one as well. So this Dominion thread has been going for quite some time. It's been going for about 3 months or so, but CFen031 has updated with a nice little like battle of it. And
Epic, is that Epic 40?
sorry,
Epic 40k?
I'm not sure.
I believe it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think it's come from a different company, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Possibly. I can't put my finger on it, but it looks really cool. So I think that's kind of the scale we're going to see the Adeptus Titanicus stuff coming in as well. I think, which could be really cool. So I'm sure someone will correct me in the comments. So
I want to draw attention to this last photo though, because I didn't really realize how small 3mm was until I saw it on this like 6x4, I assume. But this mat, like we have this mat in the studio, and it doesn't look that big. But whenever you have 3mm models on it with a big road stretching out, it looks huge. I can almost see why people enjoy 6mm.
Please don't say that too loudly, because then you know we're going to start doing it in here. 28 mil still okay.
We'll keep it on the down low. Keep it on the down low. Awesome table. I'd like to see more of these here as well. We'd love to see more battle reports from people on the forums, because the discussions in the variety of forums that we have. So if we actually just go to your forums here, and I can explain. So we have the news and rumors. It's constantly flowing with people. It's usually a lot of Kickstarters and stuff, but there are really cool discussions out of it. But I've noticed over the past few, I've noticed since the time that I've started here, the only kind of continuously active forum is the historical one. But I'd like to point out that, if you're playing cool games of your sci-fi, like Infinity stuff, or fantasy for Kings of War, pulp, punk, horror, and weird, I can never pronounce that. So if you're playing like maybe Dark Ages or Volsung or something like that, let us see your battle reports too.
Yeah.
Because the only ones that are really active is the historical and the hobby forums. But I would like to change that around, and I think with Beast of War 2.0 coming in soon, we'll see a lot of change in that too, hopefully. But a good example in the Fantasy Gamer Town Square, Radagast, who creates those cool little
ridiculous stuff.
Yeah, he's a big fan of Volsung, but he came over for the Fabled Realms boot camp as
the
well.
beta weekend.
Beta weekend, and he's very good at converting stuff, and he's very creative. I love his names for these. So we have this one, which is gluten free. But it's a very, very interesting and
Isn't this the one he did?
Quite a simple idea. I'm not sure. I didn't see it.
I believe the top one is
the
very first picture. Yes.
And then we have a female ogre. Is this or?
Yeah.
I'm not really sure of the names. I can't really remember. But
let's not zoom in that close.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll zoom out
There
once.
you go.
Yeah, I was going to zoom out there. Female ogre, I presume. I'm not really sure, but I think he's done a fantastic job on this as well. And foreground were very particular over, like, they wanted people to be kit bashing their minis a lot more.
They want your warband to have
be your
stamp
warband,
on it. It doesn't necessarily have to be their minis. They're just really happy if you buy their minis and then convert them. And there's some really amazing work coming out from it.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe flip this one as well. You can see the nice, like, torn shirt of this here. It seems to be like this whole arm here has been green molded here. Same with the back of this foot. So very
both
interesting.
feet have been sculpted, which is really cool.
I can't wait to see this painted.
Yeah, I want to see them painted. Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay.
You want to go back to the other?
I'm not going to go back just yet because I'm going to get the new topic. So here we go, with some beautiful editing on my part. Papa! The next topic. We're looking at Necromunda from Dr. Ether. So Chris Handley comes in and does a lot of our Kingdom Death videos. Before you suggest it, don't worry, there's more in the can. Every day there's a comment. More Kingdom Death, please. More Kingdom Death. We have it, don't worry. It's coming. But this was a really good example from... Damn it, Ben!
I can hear him typing as well.
I knew it. So this is a very cool concept that I love to see a lot more of. Is people, and we saw it with Gorilla with the brush as well.
Yep.
Painting your minis from the very start, not giving a full tutorial like every brush stroke, but just seeing the progression. I think was really nice, and seeing Dr. Ether's work on these Necromunda gangs. You can see every single step he's working towards the full picture of it.
The Vants are some of the coolest looking models I think I've seen for 40k in a long time.
Yeah.
I love how ultra sci-fi they look.
Yeah, they're very much high sci-fi, aren't they?
Yeah, and I think the thing for me, like, I think the thing that kind of sold them for me as well is I think it's on the front of the Gangs Wars book. The guy on the front of it looks like a Geralt of Rivia from The Witcher, and it's as if he's just landed in the world of 40k and he's like, right now, trying to sort out with mutants. Yeah.
This is a different world.
Yeah. But no, I love all the stuff that Chris does. It always looks amazing.
Yeah.
Seeing stuff come together. It's one of the things I want to try and do a lot more of as well, is this kind of like progress stuff. So sort of showing how things come together in like stages rather than just in like individual detail and things. But yeah,
he's done some very nice photography work here as well with the custom like terrain in the background. And he said he finished off a little bit more of the armor, did a little bit more detailing work. I think what I really like about his like finished portfolio pieces is he always puts them on a piece of terrain. To look at, and it always looks very, very nice.
As he actually says in the comments, and it's something I agree with. I love how he says, I love how dynamic the entire Necromunda range is now.
Yeah.
You've got pistols blazing, heavy weapons looking like they're hefty, pointed in the right directions, people sprinting and taking aim and things. Yeah, for a game that is all about dynamism and that kind of over-the-top crazy cinematic nature to all the gaming that you're playing, I think it's really cool. So, yeah.
Very nice. Next up, we're going back to my childhood. We've got no one in the gang. So, we've got the gang, but not Scoob. So,
Scoob got eaten by the zombies.
Yeah. I thought these are really, really cool and characterful. I don't know if they are meant to be like the Scoob and the Gang squad.
They look very, 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 very close.
Yeah.
I do believe I think they're hassle free, and then I think they actually did do a Scooby Doo at some point actually, but yeah, they're done by hassle free and they're for use in zombie games and stuff. Yeah.
They're amazing looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good jobs too.
They look really good.
Yeah.
I'd love to see. Oh, can you imagine these guys versus Spectre? So you got the Spectre like special ops coming in and fixing a mission where you have these guys just coming in like, no guys, it's okay, we've got everything under control.
It was always the first guy we met in every episode.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to paint a Black Hawk helicopter now as the mystery machine.
Oh,
They start jumping out of that.
man, that'd be cool. There was a game on Xbox One. What was it called? The one that was like zombies, but they were all turned into zombies because of like an energy drink or something.
I don't know.
And it kind of reminds me of that, or it's got like almost like a Fortnite-y style vibe to it as well. I think that could be really cool. Having sort of like these crazy people hanging around in military equipment and stuff.
It sounds more like Lollipop Chainsaw sort of stuff.
I like what Tim has said here. One side kills the zombies, the other just unmasks. Pulls the flesh off their face. Like, it's a skeleton all along.
Oh God, you really are a zombie.
It was a human.
He's also been painting up the Mythic Battle stuff as well. I think Hector looks great. I think a little bit of highlighting would look really well, especially on like the armor plates and maybe on the cape.
Sunset Overdrive, that's the game. Yes, thank you, YouTube, John Harrison. Yes,
Thank you, YouTube, John Harrison.
thank you, YouTube. I've got too used to speaking to like Alexas and stuff.
I think, just a little bit of like highlighting to go on these, I think would really make them pop out a lot. He says he's going to work on paint the bases apparently, so anyone who's worried about basing, if Lloyd was here, he'd be screaming right now.
Yeah.
Ben,
don't even laugh. You know it's true.
Yeah.
It would be. We've been playing a lot of Sea of Thieves recently, and Lloyd contacted me yesterday, and he said he was at an old castle in Carrickfergus, I believe. He said he saw an old chest and he was really tempted to pick it up. And I said to him, yeah, I was in Ballycastle the other day, and they have a play park with like a sunken ship play park thing in it. And I said to him, I really wanted to send you a picture, but there's a lot of kids around and I didn't want to look like a creep. And Lloyd got back to me and he said, yeah, I know the feeling.
That's very good.
Sea of Thieves is clearly where you go when you're too old to go to those play parks and take part in them. You have to go to the PC.
We have so much fun in Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
Justin wants to join us as well, but we told him you can join us with the caveat you have to always talk as a pirate.
Please don't.
That's
I'm
that's
I'm
the
not
rule.
playing Sea of Thieves now if Justin's going to be in trying to be a pirate.
That's the only way to be. Oh.
See, you can pull it off, Ben. I don't think Justin could.
No,
You'd be too
me
loud.
and Lloyd do very well until I start concentrating on the map.
Firing him out of cannons or something? Or?
Like, how did the treasure be on this map? Oh, hold on a second. It's under this tree.
And then someone calls you a scrub.
Under this tree. These paints look great. I think just a little bit of highlighting would really set them off.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, I'm just going to switch over to Photoshop and have you guys look at Hector again while I bring up the next series of pieces. We have Guild Ball next by Commodore Rob, and then we have some very cool things that John's been working on quite recently too that you maybe heard about in the Weekenders and stuff, but we'll get to it a little bit more detail and show off hopefully. But this week I wanted to show off what Rob has been working on. He's working on some very cool Guild Ball stuff. We saw this like a few weeks ago where I think the only thing we saw was just this arm, if I remember right. But he's finished up this whole
This whole team is amazing.
this whole
looking.
team.
Fisherman's Guild.
Yeah.
The color in this is amazing, and particularly they do look as if they just belong in the water.
He's nailed the blue, and I think on the Fisherman's Guild, if you nail a good blue or a turquoise,
Yes.
the rest of your painting will just back that up.
I find blue and green very, very difficult to paint as well.
That's why I paint turquoise.
Yeah. I think it's just my paints, they just don't stick very well, especially the blue and the salt green. But yeah, mixing them. But Rob's done a fantastic job. And so that was his Fisher Guild team. The Way of the Fish, he called this one. And then we have the beer drinking and hell raising one, which is the Brawling Scotsmans.
Yeah.
What is this actual team? What's the name called?
Brewers.
The Brewers.
Brewers, yes. Sorry.
Oh man, the new tartan paint from Army Painter is really good as well.
Is it,
So,
Ben? How much is
yeah.
it?
I can't remember. I think it's like 2 bob.
Yeah?
What's it? Yeah.
Does it what kind of brush do you use on it, Ben?
I can't remember the joke.
Yeah, you didn't catch us over that one.
Damn it.
You say that. Now, I've heard this on the grapevine when I was training to be an instructor with the Army Cadet Force. That they actually had an adult that was training, and she wasn't particularly switched on.
Mm-hmm.
And during one of the training weekends, she was told to go and find a long stand,
Oh,
and she disappeared for 4 hours.
I was caught with that one too. I went and got a ladder because I kind of knew what they were talking about.
Yeah.
But after like 5 minutes of standing, I'm like, this is a fool's errand, isn't it? And then I went and got a ladder, and I was like, here's your long stand. So I cut them out. I haven't heard any other good ones though.
A bit of a hobby question: is there a reason not to use enamel primer on resin miniatures? You potentially have a chemical reaction between the enamel paint and the resin. You could also have a quite a negative reaction with any mold release left on the resin if the paint doesn't interact with the material itself. It's just not a very good idea. It's not terribly risky, but it's the occasional thing you might just not want to do.
Very cool. Okay.
Yeah, I think you're safer enough staying with a lot of the primers that you find from the likes of Army Painter and stuff, aren't you? Really.
What you want to do if you're using enamel paints at all is you want to prime with an acrylic and then work over the top in enamel.
Yes. Yeah.
John, you had a
Hey, look, it's
question
me on here.
about pressure chambers for resin casting. Is
Yes.
there anything you want to point out towards this?
Resin casting sucks. It's a pain. There's a lot of waiting. And as you're waiting, you see it starting to go wrong, and you're like, I can't fix this now. I have 24 hours to wait until I can do anything about it. And by that stage, it's completely ruined, and you're like, I'm going to throw this against the wall and see how impact resistant this piece is. So, after doing the first couple of pours, you might have seen the vlog earlier in the week. Was it Monday I put the vlog up?
Yeah.
I was chatting to Warren about it, and Warren has been fantastic. Every time I've started to do anything with the resin casting, he's been like, don't be wasting your time in here. But at the same time, he's been like, here's a couple of things you could try. And he came to me on Tuesday and said, let's look at finding some pressure containers or vacuum chambers or something like that, and put a forum topic up, and let's see what people think. And this is the resulting forum post, which immediately everyone has been like, here, this is what you need. This is what you need all the time. Just use that. What are you doing?
Nothing.
He's being distracted.
Currently texting. You know all about resin. I don't know anything.
I
about
don't
resin.
know anything about resin. That's why I put the vlog up on Monday. I was like, I know nothing, guys, but I think this bit goes into this bit, and then you pour this bit into here.
Yeah, if you know anything about resin casting, come across the Beast of War forums and help John out here.
Yep.
Because we know nothing about resin casting.
I really need to change my tagline on my forum.
Why? Oh, do you need help? Maybe.
It's no, that line.
Oh,
It's been that for 3 years now, I think.
They said anything, that's why I became a tank.
Yeah, they said I could be anything.
Cool. Okay. Next up, I want to skip your thing first here for a second, John. But I wanted to point out that Bob Moore has got a whole pile of cool terrain that is free to a new home. So if you're around the Newcastle upon Tyne, did I pronounce that right? He is willing to schedule a pickup for all this cool second-hand terrain. You can have it for free because he's currently just having a clear out and they have no use for this stuff anymore. So if you want some cool terrain, or if you even don't mind paying the postage for it, feel free to go and contact Bob Moore on the forums as well. So some really cool terrain here, and it's all scratch built as well.
Very cool.
And some of it hasn't been, it's been painted up a little bit, but some of it has been left around, I think. So if you're interested in doing terrain for what looks like a lot of bolt action, maybe even 40k stuff.
You could use it in sort of post-apocalyptic things as well, actually.
Yeah.
Looking at some of that, so yeah.
Feel free to contact Bob Moore, and
I can't help
him.
I can't help but keep thinking of the Bob Dole stuff from The Simpsons now. Bob Dole.
Bob Dole.
Bob Dole does this.
Bob Dole.
Bob Dole's going to sleep. Bob Dole. Bob Dole.
Yeah, jokes aside, he's giving all of this away for free. So if you have time to go pick it up, and if you can give it a good home, feel free to contact him.
I'm personally digging this garage at the bottom because I'm looking at that going, that could be a T-34 factory for bolt action.
Yeah.
I like that.
Some really nice, cool stuff here. And I would assume that he's probably spent, quite a lot of time and effort and money on this stuff. So him giving it away for free is a very good opportunity for
Very
anyone
decent
who
one.
wants free terrain. And if you don't mind paying the postage, packaging, you might be willing to send it overseas as well. Okay, finally, John, I'm going to finish off with your T60 Power Armor, and then we can see your birthday present.
Oh dear.
So, for those who haven't really seen anything about the Weekender, do you want to talk about what you're currently creating for
Oh boy.
an event coming up?
This has been the bane of my life since October last year. Well, what started out as a very sort of, this'll be a fun project, turned into, if I see another one of these, I'm going to kill someone. If I have to build another one of these, I'm going to kill someone. Yeah, this is a wearable, or is going to be 2 wearable suits of T60 Power Armor from Fallout. All made from EVA foam sheet, googly eyes, and a lot of filler and texture paint. This is a huge project, one I thought wasn't going to be so bad, and then when I initially bought the templates off Etsy, Justin turned around and said, "Hey, do you mind making me one too?" I stupidly said yes. And I've realised now that not only has that doubled the workload, it's doubled the cost, it's doubled the storage space, it's doubled everything, it's also halved my patience. It's doubled everything and halved my patience, and I was doing so well with my temper and everything. But it's coming along. We're in the last stages of production, of actually cutting pieces out and gluing pieces together. We have the lower arms to do yet. We have the feet to do, and we have the helmets to do. Apart from that, everything else is fabricated, ready to get some TLC and be done.
I was going to say, how are the helmets? You're still only doing the one helmet?
No,
are you?
We're planning to do the two.
Okay. Right.
I mentioned that Foreground were helping me out on that too. I got good news on that front. Foreground are going to have the templates with me on Monday. The material for the helmets just arrived yesterday. Tim from the website, as in Tim, our back-end working guy.
Yes, I forget his username.
Tim Chubb.
Nakchak.
That's
yes.
it.
Back-end working guy's not a good title.
He's agreed to build the spot lamps for the top of the helmets for me, or do the wiring for it, to a maximum cost
Very
of
cool.
£1.69 in parts.
Nice.
So yeah, we're getting there with that. The armor could be suspended in the chain of the workshop for display. Yes, that is actually something I'd considered, is actually making a power armor rig and hanging it, suspending it from that.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Which would be cool. I even have a couple of museum mannequins that I can put the armor onto for that, if I feel like.
You make sure you have the high ground though.
Yeah. Shut up. We're getting there with it. The next couple of weeks I'll actually finish the construction of it. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. And you can see Justin has been busy working on the lower leg pieces as well, with all the parts.
There is a lot of little tiny different pieces there.
The
Nitty-gritty stuff in this.
The lower leg is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous, the amount of bits that are going into it.
Wow. If you have any experience in cosplay, don't get John any ideas to improve his work, because John's patience about to run out, I think.
This is Justin and I were told by a girl that knows him and Sam, who's also a really good cosplayer herself. She was like, "Oh, what are you working on?" And Justin said, "Oh, we're working on power armor." And she just replied with, "You're brave." I'm starting to see why she said that. That response didn't give me a lot of confidence, but
Well, you've stuck through it now, and I would almost say the hard part's over.
Once the construction's finished, the painting will be a matter of days.
Yeah.
So that'll be good, and then it's maybe a couple of days of actually getting time to test fit everything and put it all on and start walking around with it.
From what you guys have said, I think this is going to look absolutely amazing when it's
so.
finished.
I hope so. The joy of having two of them, and I've probably said this umpteen times before, the joy of having two of them is if you get the same thing wrong on both of them, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because it will be consistent between the two.
Yeah. Okay, cool. John, do you want to show off your birthday present?
I bought myself a birthday present as well.
And then we'll finish off the stream.
I haven't got any birthday money this year yet. So with my own money, I went and bought myself a mosquito. A 148 scale de Havilland mosquito. Because I seen it in the local hobby shop and I was like, I want to buy something that doesn't have anything to do with power armor for my birthday. So I decided I'd get myself a 148 plain to play with and see if I can actually finish it at some point.
Mosquito.
Mosquito, as Lozzie is quite rightfully saying.
Awesome.
That is us.
That's us for this
us.
week. Thank you very much for joining in this week and joining us for Hobby Hangout.
Yeah, we're going to have to open the door soon because I see people starting to keel over
it is very, very hot in the studio this week. If you don't know where we're coming from, come across to beastsofwar.com. You can see all cool news stories and stuff that's happening from all around the world, from every miniature news site, everything, all the news is here. On the right hand side you can see our pretty faces, hopefully. Lozzie said happy birthday, John.
She can't see me.
You can see some cool Infinity stuff has just went out. We've got Blood Red Skies,
The game where I beat Justin.
we still have salute stuff to win, so if you go in there and comment, you can still win prizes of your choice as well, depending on what topic you comment on. You can create your own account and come across their community forums. You click here, this big button here, and join us in the forums. That will take you in, and you can share your work and join us for next week's Hobby Hangout. Thank you very much for joining us. I've been Lance, your host. This is Birthday John. Thank you very much for joining us. And in the off distance is Ben, our great tour.
Goodbye.
Thank you, everyone. That's all from us. Goodbye.